Well, hello to you all, and welcome to the United Road. Another video, another week, another game has passed us by. I kind of wish I was speaking more about the game against Bodo Glimt. Obviously, I'm recording this on a Friday. Last night was a good result. Really happy with it, but there's bigger things to speak about, I'm afraid, today, and it's something that's kind of been quite widely shared over the past week. Obviously, I had a really good interview with Steve from the 1958, who's doing great work with them and the FSA to really highlight this campaign, because it's not just a Man United thing. This is a kind of league-wide thing, and it's ultimately something that fans across all teams need to get behind, because it enough is enough, and fans are being treated like the thing that you stand in a street that dogs do, because it's pretty scandalous what's going on at the minute. And United, I think, are just going too far. And as a Man United fan, I can only speak on Man United. But like I say, there is a big protest on Sunday before the United-Everton game. And I think it speaks volumes that both Mancunians and Scousers are coming together to protest this together. Because Man United have announced that regardless of age, seat, location, who you are, where you're from, blah, 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 all tickets going up to £66. And quite frankly, it's a disgrace. And we've only been in this video a minute and a half, shall we say, and I'm trying not to swear, to be honest, because I'm furious with it. And everyone needs to come together for this. Everyone needs to protest it, regardless if you love United, hate United, support another club, think Ruben Amorim's the man. Don't think he's the man. Love the players, hate the players, don't care. This is a fan-wide issue that every single person should agree on. Whether you go to the game or don't go to the game, this is something that everyone needs to speak about. £66 for a ticket, whether you're a 5-year-old or a 75-year-old, to me is a disgrace. It's an absolute scandal. Man United, and I'll quote from the website here, that 97% of match tickets for this season have already been sold, with 5 age-related discounts being made available for all sales. And now that all major ticket releases have taken place, we are unable to offer any further discounted tickets for this game. All tickets will be priced at £66, regardless of seat, location, or your age. First and foremost, that's complete bollocks, because since that was announced, there's hundreds and hundreds of tickets that have come available on the website for games throughout the rest of the season, which I find quite convenient, that all of a sudden it's £66 and all these tickets become available. So, quite frankly, load of rubbish. One of my biggest gripes with this, though, to be honest, is Ineos always promise better communication, better sort of partnership and speaking with the fans to consult on issues that will directly affect them and impact the club as a whole, to be honest, but mainly the fans. And it's been a case that there's just been no prior consultation to this. No fans were aware of this, and 2 weeks ago, a dad and a mum were able to take the two kids, or a mum was able to take her son, or whatever way you look at it. And it was a case of you could probably go for about 90 quid, less than 90 quid. You're now looking at £132 for an adult and a child to go. Or if you are a 75-year-old who's followed them for 74 years of their life, has to pay £66. Regardless of the concessions of who you are, you have to pay £66. I don't understand morally, in any single sense of the word, that is acceptable. From a club that is so entrenched into its community and so entrenched into its working class roots and where we are and where we're located in the midst of Trafford Park almost, and we're charging people £66 to go and watch Man United. And you can make your jokes about how we're not very good at the minute, or some of the players you don't particularly like, or whatever. I don't see how it's justifiable to charge people £66 to go watch Manchester United versus Ipswich. £66 for that. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. It goes against everything Ineos said when they came in. It goes against everything. They said they wanted to include fans in the process. They wanted to consult with the fans. They wanted to anchor the roots of Manchester back into the club. They wanted to put the Manchester back into Manchester United. How does this do any of that? Working people who work all week, working people who go to Manchester United to escape the dramas of day-to-day life and to have a mental health break and to get away from the things that are just causing them issues for 90 minutes on a Saturday or a Sunday. And those people are being priced out of going to games in favour of people that can spend £66 on one single ticket. I'm sorry, it's a fucking outrage, an absolute fucking outrage that is allowed to happen. And it's yet again another example of how fans are left behind and not cared about, from the broadcasters to the media to the club itself and clubs across the league. But again, just focusing on Manchester United, how do they justify this? You see things in. It was only a couple of weeks ago you saw the Sky Sports panel saying about how the atmosphere isn't very good. Well, how does this improve that? Because for too long now, fans have been outpriced and forgotten about, and those very people are the ones that create that atmosphere that these media these broadcasting giants crave for their product. So if you are going to outprice these people and stop them going, how do you expect that to get better? Because it's not going to, because it's just going to be full of rich people who can afford to go. If you can afford to go, great, but I don't know many people that can afford £66. You know, I think there's a really important stat to highlight, and the Man United's local supporters club, who do really excellent work, did some research, and I'll quote from them. So, 26% of children and 41% of over 60s in and around Old Trafford are from income-deprived households. So those people in the local community just immediately won't be able to go. They will not be able to see the club that they love, grew up watching, about to grow up hopefully loving. They're not going to be able to go. How is that justifiable? How does any of this echo the statements of what Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos and Trawlers Limited said when they bought this football club, or bought a minority share in this football club? It just doesn't. It completely alienates loyal fans and working class people who will love this club forevermore, but won't be able to see their own club live. And that, to me, is the thing that makes it the worst thing about it. How does the next generation of people afford to go? How does the 10-year-old who goes to primary school all week, how does he tell his mates about what he saw at Old Trafford last night or at the weekend? He won't be able to. How do you entice a new generation of fans to come and support Manchester United? Because let's face it, at the minute, it's not trophies doing that, is it? It's not entertaining football that's been doing that over the last 10 years. Because the last 10 years have been dire. Let's have it right. They've been terrible. But we're all supporters of a great football club, and it doesn't matter if we win, lose, get battered, get relegated, win the Champions League, it doesn't matter. We're fans of this football club and we will support them forevermore and love them forever. But how does making a 10-year-old of a family pay for a £66 ticket, or the parents of a 10-year-old pay £66 for a ticket? How does that allow a new generation of fans to support Man United and love Man United and go to Old Trafford and see that great stadium? How does a generation of fans of yesteryear, how does a 75-year-old man who's been watching Man United since the Busby Babes, how does he continue his love of Man United when he's just been told, if you can't afford it, we don't want you here? How does charging him £66 a ticket justify these actions? You add on top of that the scrapping of the European away ticket collections. I appreciate there's got to be some kind of cost cutting, but why is it always the fans paying this price? It's always the fans paying the price of this. The disabled supporters community and the association tried to have their funding cut as well by half, from 40,000 to 20,000. I mean, just those words alone just make you feel a bit ill, don't they? Surely. What's that about? Once again, the fans paying for cost-cutting measures. How are the fans paying for cost-cutting measures? How are the fans responsible for 19 years of neglect? How are the fans responsible for 19 years of financial mismanagement? How are the fans and local fans and fans who want to go to as many games as possible, how are fans responsible for the huge debt? How are fans responsible for managerial sackings? How are they responsible for players being bought for nearly 100 million quid when they're clearly not good enough? How are the fans responsible for appalling transfer mistakes? Why are the fans responsible for financial issues this club is now under and are now being charged prices like this? It is fundamental people are aware about this issue and protest it beyond belief, because Man United should not be charging fans 66 quid to go and watch their football team. They shouldn't be doing that. It's outright wrong, and for a club the size of Manchester United, the revenue gains would be so small, they'd be so minute, that I don't understand how this is worth alienating an entire section of a fan base, because it isn't in my eyes. I don't see how you can alienate a huge section of the fan base, stop them going to the game, stop them creating an atmosphere that the product so desires for a revenue gain of pittance to a club the size of Man United. Stop signing players that aren't good enough for stupid fees. Stop sacking managers and try and get it right. Stop blaming fans for this, because it's not right. Financial mismanagement is not the fans' fault. It's the club's fault, and it's the people at the top's fault. And unfortunately, they're the ones that are never held accountable. The fans seem to be. It's vile. There is a joint protest with Man United and Everton fans before the game on Sunday. Make sure, if you are able to, get down to it. If you aren't able to tweet about it. If you don't have Twitter, tell your friends about it. Do whatever you can to just spread the word, because it's really important, as many people are there. It really is. I know there's been a lot of people on online who are a member of fan boards. Obviously, I mentioned the 1958. Steve, he's doing great work with the FSA as well. Obviously, we had the interview the other day about it, raising as much awareness. I know Paddock did an interview with them as well. Just do what you can. I'm never going to judge you if you can't go. I'm never going to judge you if you don't even tweet about it. Just at least tell your mates. Tell somebody about it. Just try and spread the word in whatever way you see fit. I think the best thing to say is, and the best thing to finish with, isn't the like, subscribe, although there was a small plug. The best thing to finish with is this. Matt Busby once said football is nothing without the fans. And considering Man United put a ginormous banner saying those words in the empty stands during COVID, I think it is really, really important that Manchester United and the powers that be at that football club right now really remember that statement, because right now it doesn't seem like you care about the fans. Thanks for watching.